Sometimes I can get bitter and angry.
Really? You?
Yeah, when I look on Instagram and see Stephanie Takyi in India for 2 weeks, having all this sort of Zen experience.
I've been wondering where you've
been. Meditating and stretching out.
Namaste.
Was this a holiday or were you working?
India was a retreat. I went there with Rod Stewart's ex-wife, Rachel Hunter. She led it, and it was just a bunch of Kiwis there, and I was only there with one other Brit, and I loved it in India. It's like now one of my favourite destinations in the world.
So if it was a retreat, what did you do?
So yoga every morning, eating all like vegan-based food. We was in Kerala, and I had the whole beach to myself.
Wow.
There wasn't a person in sight. It was such a good holiday, wellness holiday. I did get Delhi belly towards the end of the trip, which was quite nasty. But other than that, I loved India.
Oh,
it was so good.
I'm very jealous of all the fabulous pictures. It looked beautiful. Anyway, should we turn our attention to
back to business?
Back to business. She's in that. There's a big piece in the Mail today with Melania Trump looking very unhappy.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been asking during this whole 6-week court proceedings with Donald Trump, where's Melania? Because she hasn't made an appearance, she hasn't made a statement or anything, shown any support. You know, if your man's going through the thick of it, you want to be standing by him, but she has made no appearance whatsoever. But I think for this has been quite embarrassing for her, to be honest, you know.
Well, it was very lurid, some of it, wasn't it? I mean, it was about his supposed, alleged fling with Stormy Daniels.
And it was just a year after they were married as well. So I think she's very much seen this as a Trump problem. I don't think it's a reflection of their marriage because, to be honest, a lot of people have saying they've always had this transactional kind of relationship. They're not like the Bidens, they're not like the Obamas, but Melania will show up when she needs to, but she just hasn't with this case because it has been quite embarrassing for her. She knew what was going to happen with this case, but a lot of people were saying if she did turn up, maybe that would have made Trump look in a better light.
Don't know, really.
Yeah.
It would have been horrible for her.
I think
because
so.
Because all of the cameras would have been pointed at her, her reaction. I don't know.
And she's very much
But the point is, what do they think? If he becomes president again, is she going to be First Lady again? And I only ask that because is she going to stand by him? Because you got the impression she really didn't terribly enjoy it.
No, but I think she knows when to switch it on. And I think if he does get back in power, I can imagine he will pay in her part of the job. She will be First Lady again and she will turn up. But I think with Melania, her main concern has been about their son, Barron, because she was quite protective over him. She didn't want him to come up in the court case or anything like that. So I think for her, she's been very much a mother hen and just more concerned with him and his well-being throughout the whole of this.
OK. What's going on with Prince Andrew at the
Oh,
moment?
gosh.
Obviously, Royal Lodge and all the rest of it. Is that come under question again?
Yeah, it's brothers at war. I think, to be honest, you know, Charles and Andrew haven't had the closest of relationships. And according to the papers today, Charles is trying to evict Andrew out of the Royal Lodge, where he's lived since 2004. And he's trying to get him to move into Frogmore Cottage, where Harry and Meghan previously were. And apparently, Andrew is refusing to go. He doesn't want to leave. He's made it his home. He's lived there for 20 years. But you see, the upkeep of Royal Lodge costs £400,000 a year.
It is a very, very big place.
It is. 30 rooms. It's worth £30 million. Apparently, the King has his eye on moving there himself. But Andrew hasn't got the money to keep its upkeep, so it's all being paid by the King. So the King's now trying to force him out, apparently, according to sources. And if Andrew doesn't move, I think it is going to affect what the King does financially for Prince Andrew.
Yes, because he's got no income.
He has no income since
he gets some sort of an income.
He gets an allowance. He gets an allowance from his brothers. So if Charles is asking him to move out and he doesn't want to move out, he's going to have to take those kind of precautions or those steps.
And a lot of money was spent on Frogmore Cottage.
It is.
Which is at the moment empty, I presume.
And to be honest, with that, it's free. It's smaller than Royal Lodge, but obviously for Andrew, he probably sees it as a downsize. And he's made a home there with Fergie at the Royal Lodge, so he's probably thinking, why do I have to move out?
Why does he and his ex-wife need 30-bedroom house, Royal Lodge?
Well, I guess they've made it their home over the past 20 years, so, you know, it's probably business as usual for them. So if they're now having to downsize, it's quite embarrassing. But you know what? Andrew must have known this was coming up as soon as the King, you know, got to the monarchy. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
It's very difficult for him, isn't it? Because he was the Queen's allegedly
favourites.
favourite son.
allegedly.
And now he's become a thorn in the side.
Well, if the Pickford vans turn up,
Yeah.
we'll just have to, you never know.
When he's out,
When he's out. Oh, yeah.
change the locks.